They finally did it, guys. They fixed it. The Sony Pulse Elites have been out for over a year and a half now, and while they are generally well liked, there has been a bit of controversy surrounding them ever since they first came out. You see, much like my facial hair up until a few years ago, the Pulse Elites have had issues connecting. I made a video reviewing the Pulse Elites after 6 months, which you should definitely check out if just for the Oscar-worthy acting in it. But my main gripe with the headphones was essentially that, in spite of having excellent sound for the price and great implementation with the PS5 and its games, the frequent connectivity issues were a real nuisance and a great hindrance towards enjoying what was otherwise a fairly easy to recommend pair of headphones. And I will say that the issue has gotten a lot better with time, to the point where it would only happen maybe once every 2 or 3 days if I was lucky. But that's still a major inconvenience and frankly not acceptable for a product that costs well over $100. Especially when you factor in that in order to reset them, you had to get up from the couch, walk over to the console, unplug the USB dongle, and plug it back in before you could sit back down and continue playing. And honestly, if I'm going to be paying money for something that involves exercise, I better come home with a smile on my face and smelling like cheap rubber. Talking about laser tag, of course. But just a few weeks ago, Sony released another firmware update to the Pulse Elites. Shout out to Andy for making me aware of this in the comments section of my Pulse Elite review. So I decided to check it out and do some testing for myself. And honestly, after almost 2 weeks of using these headphones, I'm happy to report that I've experienced 0 disconnects in that time. Just for a bit of context, I have tried them out while playing different games, sometimes for short sessions, sometimes for several hours, jumping back and forth between games and streaming apps, wearing the headphones while walking all around the apartment, connecting them via Bluetooth instead of the dongle. I even tried to purposefully overheat the dongle, since I was pretty sure that was at least part of the issue when I first got them, and still not one disconnect. Now, there are 2 caveats here. The first one, of course, is that I'm now praising Sony for fixing an issue that should never have been an issue to begin with, and taking a year and a half to do so. Having a pair of wireless headphones that struggle to perform the most basic part of their functionality really is not acceptable, and I can definitely see shades of what's happening in the video games industry as a whole, where they rush to release a game before it's actually ready, and then fix it with patches later. We as consumers need to get better at not letting companies get away with this type of behavior, and the easiest way to do so is to hold them accountable when they mess up and not to buy their faulty or unfinished products. Of course, reviewers such as myself also have a responsibility to be honest when talking about products and their flaws. Unless it's an Apple product, because the fanboys absolutely will kill you. Now, the other caveat is that I can't tell you for certain that your Pulse Elites will never disconnect again, just that it hasn't happened to me in the time that I've been testing it. I've already seen some reports online of people saying that they have experienced connectivity issues, but on the positive side of things, even those reports have come with a few important details, such as the fact that it still seems to be happening way less often than before, and that in all those cases, the headphones immediately reconnected all on their own. Meaning even if you do experience some issues with your Pulse Elites, then much like me, it probably won't last long enough to make any meaningful impact.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Anyway, with this new update, do I think the Pulse Elites are worth getting now? Well, yes, mostly. There's still the issue of durability, with some people reporting that their headphones have snapped or broken fairly easily, but at least that does appear to be a more infrequent occurrence than the connectivity issues. I, for one, have been using my headphones pretty regularly for the past year and a half, and they still hold up incredibly well. Other than that, the Pulse Elites were just a bit pricey when they came out, but I do think they're pretty good overall, and with the connectivity issues all but fixed, I think they're well worth the buy, especially if you can find them on sale somewhere. That's it for this video. Do give it a like, as it does help out the channel, and subscribe if you want to see more unbiased tech-related content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.